Hi, Tom Cole for Buckeye Cable and BCSN, and welcome in to another edition of Sports Flash. And I have two wonderful gentlemen here today, Edd Bankowski and Paul Stanifer. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being with us. And
thank you.
A big event coming up, Bedford's 50th celebration of their birthday, and we were talking off air in the green room, which is really just right here. But I understand the 50th birthday. I just did something with St. John's Jesuit. I was involved in that. And it's their 50th birthday, and kind of apropos, guys, kind of ironic, if you will, Buckeye Cable's their 50th. So Bedford started 50 years ago today, Bedford High School. St. John's Jesuit started 50 years ago, and Buckeye Cable. So we're kind of all in the same ballpark. Edd, a little bit of, it's a weird feel, or a good feeling, but I had the same experience. You went there in that first class. You wrestled as a wrestler. I think you told me you wrestled at 133. You were a great coach there. You were involved in wrestling for 30 years and coached at Michigan and Cardinal Stritch. But when you go there and you coach there, you get a lot of deja vu kind of experience. Talk a little bit about your experiences at Bedford.
Well, I went away to college and came back, and actually, when I came back, it was humble beginnings in wrestling.
Okay.
Bill Rainier, who became a legend there.
He is, absolutely. The weight room or the workout room
named it after him. BCSN.
I was there, did an interview with that. Yeah.
But Bill was, at that time, he was his first year teaching.
Yeah.
And I was a captain on his first team.
Yeah.
And he was a great role model for me. Went away, came back, and it ended up being chemistry. Him and I, and Tom Swan was an assistant there.
Okay.
And of course tons of other people too. But and then Denny Brayton much later took Bill Rainier's place. But I taught at the junior high school for 39 years in boys physical education, wow. 40 years altogether, and it was a tremendous chemistry and all that, and all the kids. It wasn't just about coaching though. I mean, I loved teaching there, and it was really hard for me to leave.
Well, think of the thousands and thousands of kids that you
17,000 I figured out.
I figured that out one time too, that you helped and made a difference in their lives. And people that don't teach and coach they kind of don't understand it, the draw that's there, because you know that you're making a difference. And you know the kids that maybe sometimes one parent homes, sometimes there isn't the help at home, and you become kind of a surrogate parent to a youngster, and they come back 10 or 15 years later, which you've had happen to you thousands of times, and they say, Coach, remember when you said, it's a huge, so congratulations to you, incredible career. Paul, you same, but you went to Monroe, which is great.
I did.
But you were the band director at Bedford for how long a period of time?
Well, I was hired in 1965.
Okay.
And
so you were in the first.
I was there at the time.
You were right there in the beginning.
I was at the beginning when the high school was really at what we called Bedford East and West, or Bedford High School and Bedford West met in the Douglas Road building.
Okay.
And that's about the time they moved over to the high school on Douglas Road, corner Douglas and Dean. But I moved to the high school. I received that job in 1971. I was there until 1982.
Congratulations.
Directing the bands and being in charge of the program.
And doing a remarkable job. And we should tell the folks that both of you are Hall of Famers at Bedford, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And interesting thing to me, Paul, is when we do games, and we love doing games, and of course we've done a ton of Bedford games and events, basketball, football, all the sports, volleyball, but we always get the band. It's funny, if we miss the band in a high school football game,
you'll hear about it.
There's where I was going. You're a smart man. The next day, I'm getting like 27 calls. In that game, you didn't get the band, and they're right, because the kids work as hard as the football players. They work as hard as the wrestlers, and they deserve those accolades. So we're proud to be able to do that. All right, guys, 50-year celebration. Give me Edd. Give me the first thing that comes to your mind that is going to be happening in this celebratory endeavor.
Well, I'm going to let Paul do that.
All right, Paul,
give
me the first
like
thing.
The president of this.
Okay.
Oh, I'm the president? Yeah.
We just elected you.
Thank you. I need a badge. Anyway, we're going to open on the 25th,
all right,
Friday night, with the Bedford homecoming game. And we're going to have a mule mingle. everybody's anxious to do a mule mingle.
It's like a tailgate.
Oh, okay. I'm good.
All right.
I'm on board.
All right, we're going to have a couple big tents. We're going to have food. We're going to have refreshments and pre-time when folks that have graduated from 1965 or even before can come back and have memories and just keep telling their stories that keep getting better and better and better. So that's going to be happening from around 4:30 until around pregame time.
6:30.
6:30, and then once pregame, we're going to herd people over to the stadium and go through pregame activities and crown a queen and all the things that happen for homecoming.
Sure.
And then we're going to introduce those people, at least by acknowledging them at halftime, that have been graduates, either at that time of the turnaround with the high school being at the Douglas Road and then moving to the new site on Jackman Road, and those that have graduated up to date. So,
all the alumnus.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and I'm telling you something, you guys don't know, you're two very smart men, but I just, as I said, went to a St. John's function. They brought everybody back, and they brought in the freshmen at this function who were the new freshmen at the school, and the person who was giving the talk said, listen, these guys were here 50 years ago, and you'll be back 50 years from then. I don't think I'm going to make the next 50 reunion. I don't think, but it does evoke a lot of emotion. People are tied to their school, emotionally, and the friends that they make, and it's a cool thing. Guys, on behalf of Buckeye Cable and BCSN, congratulations, Hall of Famers. You were Hall of Famers here today. Congratulations for setting up a great celebratory endeavor for Bedford High School. It's one of our schools that we love covering, and we thank you so much for being here tonight.
And thanks for all you do for this whole area all the time.
Wow,
we do want to get in that on Saturday.
Yes.
Between 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock, we're going to have an open house of the existing Bedford High School.
Okay.
And so that people can come back, look for their old locker, see the new wrestling room, find the rehearsal rooms where they've been
before. If your old
before.
locker opens, Paul,
if it still opens, you can bring a little
tickets,
oil and put on it.
Yeah.
And then at 2:30, we're going to herd everyone over to the junior high, and we're going to have a celebration program with folks that have been in choirs and bands and orchestras, and those that we're going to acknowledge those that have been in sports and administrators and everyone that we can round up to get back for that afternoon. And the people that have been performing in those activities way back are gathering. We have about 100 people that are going to be coming to celebrate that by actually performing.
Very cool.
So that's 2:30. It's free.
Okay, that's very cool. Well, Ed and Paul, again, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for telling us of the endeavor, and happy birthday, 50 years, Bedford High School. Thanks, gentlemen. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Our honor.
Thanks, Tom.
My pleasure. Tom Cole, Buckeye Cable and BCSN.